Hello there, I am Catherine Newell. I am a shadow work coach and group facilitator, and I'm really excited to be delivering an introduction to shadow work. And I really get that you see a title like that and a picture of me and you go, what is that all about? So this is a really brief video about what it's about. So in the session we'll be spending time looking at the 4 archetypes defined by Carl Jung on which shadow work is based. So the concept is that, if this, for example, was your, unique, beautiful, functioning, healthy, balanced self, thriving and doing really well in the world, that's fantastic. But generally what we find is that events, things happen along the way that shift and alter and diminish us, so that we become a sort of fractured, altered, twisted, inflated, deflated version of our healthy, original, authentic selves. And so in this, we'll be looking at the archetype. So if this is the archetype of the magician, really, in the briefest sense, we'll be looking at how are you doing with fear? What's your relationship to fear? How are you managing your fear? Are you feeling the fear and doing it anyway, or does it scupper you? Also in this, the wounding message, the message we may have picked up is that somehow you're bad, I'm bad, we're bad, somehow we're bad. So how's your relationship to that? Are you bad in any way? Is that snaking around you in any way? How are you doing with your fear? That's some of the language, some of the issues relating to the magician archetype. If this little fella is the lover archetype, we'll be exploring, what's your relationship to grief? Yeah, I don't think there's many humans that get away with not feeling grief. How are you doing with it? Are you okay with it? Are you balanced with it? Are you peaceful with it? Or are you somehow addictively clinging to it? Or is it sinking you? Or is it altering your behavior in some way? Also in here, have you any sense, how are you doing with your lovability? So the message we can sometimes get when we're here is that I am not lovable and that I don't love right. And so that can again impact me and alter the way I live and express and be in the world. Warrior is all about anger, our ability to express our anger clearly and cleanly. How is that for you? It's also about our ability to set boundaries really healthily. So are your boundaries like super high and no one can come in, or are they super low, ridiculously low, and you're a people pleaser and a walkover? So very much all about anger and boundaries. Sovereign archetype is all about our capacity to have good self-esteem, to feel motivated, to bring about joy to ourselves and others. So that's sovereign archetype and joy. So this one as well is about not feeling good enough. So if I don't feel good enough, I'm not going to feel motivated and bring about joy in my life. So really this exploration is about looking at what do these different archetypal energies represent in terms of feelings and messages, and how are we doing with them, or how are we being impacted? Are we abreast of them? Are we managing all these aspects well, or are we not? Having introduced all of these energies and understood how we are impacted by them, we also look at the tools by which we can resurrect ourselves, we can bring healing to ourselves, love ourselves back into being more like this character, our original, true, authentic, healthy selves that are lovable and powerful and motivated and leading ourselves really, really well. There's so much to say about shadow work sessions, and I just judge them to be the most flexible, creative, imaginative, brilliant way of working. So I really dearly want you to come along and play and explore together. So I hope to see you there. Thank you.